What is up, RotoGrinders? Happy Thanksgiving to all my American friends. Happy Thursday to all my Canadian friends and those who don't celebrate. It's time to talk some football. It's still a celebratory Thursday for me because I work from home. I do RG stuff. I run agentsoffandom.com, so I'm chilling at home, and now I get to watch football all day. It's an exciting day, and how better to start it off than hanging out with my friend Andre Alford, Drizzy26. How you doing?
I am doing good. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there. Happy Thursday to you, TJ. Wish you were here in America to celebrate with us. You know, it'd be nice to have some good old holiday food, I should say.
Well, on the bright side, we still get to hang out lots over the next couple days because we're on this show. We're going to be on together for a couple editions of the Fanduel Friday show, of course, sponsored by Fanduel. And we'll be talking NBA, we'll be talking NFL, covering that stuff. But we got about 25 minutes left until lock. We got a 3-game Thanksgiving slate. We're going to cover all of these games here. I got FanDuel pulled up first. We'll cover that real briefly and then spend some more time on Draftkings and get some QQs in. But overall, what is your general view of this slate? What would you you tell me who you're prioritizing from a tournament standpoint, and then I'll go over some optimal plays.
Well, we were talking pre-show for briefly for a split second. And the thing I said to you was what? It is a TJ slate. This is the type of slate where you full on game sack, where you run like 3 guys on one side and like 2 to 3 on the other side back, and just hope that it hits and you have all the right pieces. So that's my priority today for the most part of most of my lineups here. So Josh Allen obviously is the top quarterback on the slate, so it's hard to not be overweight on him. But I'm gonna be at the field at least with them. Got to sneeze. Is it coming? Nope, not coming yet. Okay, if I sneeze, forgive me.
You're good. You're good. In the meantime, while you may sneeze, I want you to think about maybe a couple bets you got for the day coming too, because we got you covered at Scores and Odds, which is your number one place for all things sports betting. Check it out for everything you need to be a better sports bettor, including our brand new Parlay IQ, now integrated with the FanDuel Sportsbook. You can build, optimize same-game parlays based on thousands of simulated games worth of data with a click of a button. Put them right inside FanDuel Sportsbook. Dre, I know you're a big Parlay IQ guy. You're one of the best parlay guys in the business. Do you got any bets you're looking for today's slate?
Yes, I actually do. I just actually got a lot of them together now. Sorry, before, but I do have a couple that I do like a lot. I like this Giants game a lot. So I like Saquon Barkley to go over his yards. I do like actually kind of CeeDee Lamb to go over his yards too and score a touchdown. I think that's a good value today as well. And if you want to get a little bit interesting, like I would do maybe CeeDee Lamb for 2 touchdowns, Tony Pollard for 2 touchdowns. If you want to have some type of lotto type of feel to it or some high adrenaline, high stakes, that's what I would run today as well. I like those picks a lot. And then I also do like TJ Hawkinson over his yardage amount since he's been getting a lot of targets since he's been there in Minnesota. And I also do like obviously the Bills money line, but I do like Isaiah McKenzie to go over 20.5 receiving yards. And you could get my I did the Parlay IQ tool, so go check out Twitter. It's retweeted up there for us with those picks on there. So sorry about that's a brief little monologue of that, and I guess we get back into the slate now.
Yeah, so talking about the slate specifically, there's a question in the YouTube chat I want to hit on basically right away, and that's a favorite value wide receiver with upside today, because I think there's a few different ones. And so I want to make sure I touch on that quick. But before I do, let's hit the like button. We got over 100 people watching. I want to get us to at least hitting that halfway plateau. You know, if we got 100 people watching, we should get at least 50 likes. If we got 200 people, we should get at least 100 likes. That's just kind of work. All you got to do is you take your little mouse here, you slide it over, and then you click it. If you don't have a mouse, you're on your laptop, you just slide your finger over, you click it. If you're on your phone, to be honest, it's a little more difficult. You're on your YouTube app, you got to pull up your phone, Look at my nice little Iron Man case here. You got to pull up your phone. My dog's on my lock screen. And you got to slide the chat down. You got to hide the chat for just a second and then click the like button. But I got boss man Devin in my ear right now, and so if he doesn't want me to do this, then he'll tell me to stop. But I think maybe if we can get this to 55 likes, get it over that halfway point, 55, and then maybe we can give one free week of RG Premium today. Since people aren't claiming it on our FanDuel Friday shows, we can maybe give it away here. What do you think, Devin?
Let's do it. Happy Thanksgiving.
Exactly. Little happy Thanksgiving. And we're giving this away on our FanDuel Friday shows as well. So make sure you check out NBA FanDuel Friday, NFL FanDuel Friday with Dre and I. Now, let's get into this slate. I'm all about this first game, Dre, from an optimal standpoint, from a tournament standpoint. Like for optimals, I want to play my Josh Allen's, Gabe Davis's, Stephon Diggs. And then in tournaments, I still want to play those guys, but just full on game stack this. Like you said, 4 on one side, 3 on the other side. And my favorite value receiver at this point comes in this game. Now, if we get news before this game locks that Devontae Parker is out, Devontae Parker, who is questionable, expected to play, but questionable, if maybe it's a short week and he doesn't play, then all of a sudden I'm more interested in taking a lot of shots on guys like Kendrick Bourne and Nelson Aguilar. But at the moment, as it stands right now, my 2 favorite value receivers are in this game. And number 1 is DJ Chark. The only reason Isaiah McKenzie is not number 1 is just because there's so many other Bills I want to play anyways. I want to get to Gabe Davis. I want to get to Stephon Diggs. I'm going to use some James Cook as a value today, and I think Devin Singletary, if you're playing cash games, is a must. But I'm actually I think DJ Chark is the guy for tournaments today and I'm even somewhat interested in playing him as a value if he fits as a last piece in your optimal lineup, single game entry, cash game lineup as well. It was his first game back last week, only played a limited amount of snaps, but had a target in his limited snaps. Their coach said they're looking to get him more involved. He was projected to be their number 2 receiver at the beginning of the year, and because he's been hurt, that's kind of fallen low. We're not projecting him for very much ownership today. If I swing it over here, we got the RG Premium ownership projections, and we currently have DJ Chark projected for 7% ownership on a 3-game slate. I think that is very, very interesting, and somebody that I'm looking to get overweight on. But what about you? General overview of this slate. You talked about like in the game stack approach. Are you like me? Are you feeling the first game of the day as the big stackable one?
Well, yeah, of course. I definitely think it is a big stackable one for sure because it is the highest total on the slate that we have on the slate. So, but I think that there are sneaky spots in these other 2 games that you can attack. And I wouldn't be surprised if one of those, if probably more so the Giants game, honestly, goes over by a lot. But I do like Isaiah McKenzie as my kind of sneaky guy here. 7%. I think he's probably going to be one of my highest, if not my highest owned receiver. One of my highest, if not the highest owned receiver I have on the slate. I think he's just in a perfect spot. Has the best matchup one of the best matchups as far as against the DBs wise for the Bills going against Detroit. So he's someone I definitely want to be extremely high on today. I do also kind of like Richie James a good amount too as well.
Something on Isaiah I want to touch on quick is that people are going to be off him just because he had 1 target last week and he didn't have any fantasy points. People are going to look at that and go, ooh, but like it was a blowout. He just wasn't very involved. That happens sometimes.
They ran the ball a lot too in the second half.
Exactly. And so that's kind of something that I like taking advantage of as well in terms of, everybody is scared away from 1 game. Great. Let's play him double the amount everybody else is.
Exactly. So he's like the biggest stand I'm taking. I think he's in a prime position to go off. So he's someone I'm definitely using and being overweight on for sure. I also don't mind. I do obviously like Gabe Davis and stuff like that, but I'll probably be at the field, maybe a little bit above with him. But I feel like you have to try to find a way to take the stance. Like Michael Gallup, I think is getting a little bit too much ownership. I would play Noah Brown over him or play the tight end position over him. For sure. And then I also do like I said, Richie James a lot. I like him That's another guy who has some upside on the slate, who's going to get targeted a lot. Now that isn't another one. Oh, now that we have what's his name on the IR now? Oh goodness gracious, why am I blanking on his name for the Giants? Wendell Robinson. Sorry, we have him out now. So I like Richie James a good amount playing in the slot and being able to catch the ball. So I look for him to get a lot of targets, get more involved here. So those are like some of the guys I'm really, really, really targeting and looking at from like of the lower end that's not getting really as much ownership because everyone's trying to play these other guys.
And I think it's interesting in tournaments to take some shots at guys like Josh Reynolds, Khalif Raymond, Chark, all of these Detroit receivers. Trey White's back, but that might hurt Amon-Ra St. Brown a little bit, but that should open up everybody else. And I mean, St. Brown's still a good play. For tournaments, what is your favorite way to get different? So I want you to, I'll talk kind of optimally quick on FanDuel, and then we'll talk about how you want to get different, and we'll swap things over to DraftKings. From a core play perspective, we have Josh Allen. If you're playing cash games, I think he's a must. You switch it over to the flex. You got Ramondre Stevenson as the only core play there. I agree. I think that's a must. For me personally, if I'm building a cash game, defense is who I'm going to go last. I'll touch on it quick. My favorite is the Patriots, but I think you can go with literally anybody except for maybe not the Lions if you're full stacking the Bills. If you're not full stacking the Bills in a tournament, yeah, sure, mix them in. But
brief moment real quick. Why are you not high? Like, well, I guess that's more of a game theory thing. So we'll talk about it afterwards, but never mind.
Okay. So yeah. So, and then from there, where I'm looking at my optimals, I think projections are going to lead me to probably wanting to play Devin Singletary. But the tough thing with that is if I'm like, even in my cash game style lineups, I think I probably want to get 3 Bills pass catchers. And so to me, I'm actually personally, even though the projections say it's wrong, which I guess this makes it a tournament take, but what I would want to do in cash games is I'd go Zeke. I think Dallas is really going to handle the Giants in this spot. And I like the Dallas defense, and I really like Zeke in this spot. Pollard's priced up. Zeke started getting more carries again last week. I could see him getting the goal line touches. I really like Zeke as a pivot off of Singletary while going with more Bills pass catchers. However, projections say go with Singletary, go with Amon-Ra St. Brown here. Plug in Gabe Davis and probably Jacoby Myers as your top options. And that's sort of where you're looking at. Dawson Knox is probably the top cash game play. But for me personally, I'm looking at a guy like Brock Wright in this spot for tournaments. I absolutely love him as a cheap, affordable, low-owned run back to get exposure to some Detroit on the other side of this game when I'm playing lots of Josh Allen and lots of Bills. And so for me, my tournament cash game approach is kind of similar today. My cash game approach doesn't go by exactly what the projections say, which feels scary on a 3-game slate, but I kind of feel similarly to how I do in cash and tournaments today, where I got a few stands I really like, and that's guys like Ezekiel Elliott in the mid tier and making sure I play 3 pass catchers with Josh Allen.
I like the Zeke call. But I'm also like, why not both? Why not play Zeke and play Tony Pollard in the same lineup? I like that.
Oh, I think that's fine too. Yeah,
I love that call a lot, just for the standpoint of they both played well. I think when the Giants played the first time, and Tony Pollard had 100 yards rushing in that game, and no one's going to be playing Tony Pollard, especially on FanDuel with his price being up to 8,500. I don't mind logging them both of them if I'm running 150 lineups and getting different that way. That's what I would use on this today to get different. They're doing things that are out of the ordinary that are not a lot of people would typically do on a slate like this. So that's something I would do a lot of. I would try to one thing I know that I saw that from my research and also watching a couple videos around the industry. I think Dago talked about it on the Pick 6 show yesterday, not playing Jamal Williams and in a lineup with like golf or something. So if you're in like a Jared Goff situation, I wouldn't run him with like Swift and stuff like that. I like that a lot. I also don't mind pairing also don't mind using Swift a lot here, especially on DK. That I think he's going to be less owned. Sorry, Fanduel, where he's going to be hardly owned at all, if I'm correct. Yeah, he's like 10% because of the lack of touches he's getting, but he's been efficient with those touches he's been getting. So at that point, I want to play as much of him as I possibly can. So those are the guys I'll be looking at and trying to get above the field on today and using to my advantage, honestly, from a running back perspective. And I do also like the fact that Damian Harris is getting more of a work now. So I don't know if everyone's going to be on that. Everyone's going to go back to Ramondre, which is fine. But my thought would be, let's just play Damian Harris more than Ramondre and see what happens and let the chips fall where they may.
Yeah, I think that's a very interesting call as well. I personally do like Ramondre a ton today. I just kind of feel like if they get down, he's going to be the one more involved. If they're up, he'll probably be equally involved. But I do agree that Harris is a very good low-owned pivot. I also think some pivots that are somewhat interesting are guys like DeAndre Swift has disappointed everybody all year long. I think he's interesting to get to in tournaments. And so is a guy like Justin Jackson as a salary saver. We're flipping over to DK here. He's only $4,100 over there. I think he's somewhat interesting as a tournament salary saver, as is DeAndre Swift, as is Damian Harris. But over here, in terms of the optimal type situations, we're obviously still staying with Josh Allen. And then when we pivot over to the flex, we got Ramondre Stevenson as a must. And I think that it's necessary to play a guy like Devin Singletary in this spot as well, just because he is so darn cheap over here on DraftKings. And so I want to start my lineup with Allen, Stevenson, Singletary. From a cash game perspective, I flip it over to the receiver position. I still think I want to play Amon-Ra St. Brown. Gabe Davis is just stupidly priced, as is Jacoby Myers. They're too cheap, too cheap. And so that's how I think you want to start out your lineup. It's scary to do things like fading Diggs and Lamb and Jefferson. But for me, that's kind of where I would want to go here, leaving you with the options of whoever you want at defense. Again, I'm on the Patriots side. You save some more salary here going with somebody like Knox or Schultz at your tight end position. My favorite would be Knox, and you're left at the flex with a mid-range group of a bunch of different players to fill out any way that you like. I think that is kind of the optimal way to start your DraftKings lineup is right here. And Dre, if everybody's doing that, how are you getting different?
If everyone's doing that, then hear me out. I know everyone likes Josh Allen a lot, but what if he doesn't have a good game? We have to think about that and be prepared for that too. Because I think that game goes one of two ways. That's what I'm talking about when the game comes from a game theory perspective too. We have like Detroit Lions defense has been playing better lately. They have been playing better lately. So if you understand on that mindset a little bit that, hey, Detroit has been playing better defensively, maybe I'll go with the Detroit defense and not run Josh Allen out there at all, and then go with a guy like Dak Prescott, who I think is in a good spot as well today. He's someone that I would definitely look at using, especially you could target and playing with guys like CeeDee Lamb. I think I like Noah Brown and I like Dalton Schultz. Those are like the main three guys I like. And also, like I said, mentioned before with the running back situation as far as Pollard and Zeke, I don't even mind playing those guys with Dak as well. I don't think that's a bad combo and a bad way to go at all. So that's what you have to think about, I think, on this type of slate. And that's why I would use mainly as a first thought to get different, is pretty much trying to go against the grain. So if everyone's playing Josh Allen, I'm going to play another quarterback along with the defense that he's going against to see if they have a good game and pick them off and see what happens. So the chips fall where they may with that.
I like the idea of making some pivots and putting in some Lions defense in lineups that you are not playing Josh Allen, especially on Fanduel, where I feel like that salary might mean a little bit more to me. Prescott's definitely my second favorite QB in tournaments. Daniel Jones not Daniel Jones. Jared Goff comes in at my third favorite in tournaments. Low ownership. they're going to be down. We know this, and so they're going to be throwing the ball a lot. So that's something I really like personally. My way of getting different with this Buffalo Detroit game is not getting away from it. It's just getting all of it. And so I have some lineups that I'm playing DeAndre Swift and Justin Jackson together with a cheap Detroit receiver and 4 Buffalo players, kind of figuring that maybe Detroit will be back. Jamal Williams won't get a lot of running work. DeAndre Swift and Justin Jackson get a lot of pass catching work in this game, something like that. And so I got a couple lineups like that. I'm just kind of doing a lot of full game stacking of this game. Get ready for some QQs. Devin will throw them up from the Discord here, and I'll take from the YouTube chat. We are 16 likes away only from getting to give away 1 free week of RG Premium. And so if we get those 16 more likes in the next 7 minutes before lock, we will be able to give away a free week. If you're thinking, I already got RG Premium, I don't need a free week, what's that going to do for me? Well, it takes it right off your account, and so you get the discount for the week that is on there. And who doesn't like saving money? That's all why we're here, to make some money. So hit the like button, and we're going to go over some QQs for DraftKings. Steven Smith is overweight on Justin Jefferson, partly due to the Vikes getting spanked last week. Where are you at on Justin Jefferson? I like him in theory. I don't like the matchup against New England. I don't like primetime Kirk Cousins. I'm personally underweight on him, which scares me because it is Justin Jefferson.
I love it. I have a lot of Justin Jefferson right now in my lineups too. I think he's a fantastic play and a good way to go and get different.
I agree with that 100%. It just from the DFS perspective, Justin Jefferson is a fantastic play. From a football perspective, it scares me just because I do feel like he might get taken away a little bit tonight. Also, Steve's also concerned that Damian Harris's stats just look good because he broke off a couple long runs. I think it's kind of the same thing from a football perspective. Ooh, do I want to play Damian Harris? He hasn't been getting very many touches. From a DFS perspective, anything can change in 1 week. And when we see low ownership on people on a 3-game slate who do have huge ceilings, they're just great tournament plays because Damian Harris could get back to getting 15, 16, 17 touches this week. And if that happens, he'll probably be a very good play in that late night hammer position.
I completely agree with that.
And so as we get closer to lock here, the people who just turned in, I'll remind some of my favorite value tournament plays. Like I'm getting very heavy overweight on this first game, like a lot of people are, but I'm doing it in a few different ways. I'm getting to some players like Isaiah McKenzie, DJ Chark, filling in my lineups with them, some high upside, low owned receiver plays in there. A QQ from the Discord. On Fanduel, would you fade Josh Allen in single entry? I don't like doing it, and if I do, I think I would rather go all the way down to a guy like Jared Goff as opposed to the only $1,500 discount on Dak Prescott. But what about you?
I'm contemplating it. I don't mind it. Honestly, I really don't.
For me, I'm more okay with the pivot off of Allen on DraftKings to Prescott, where it's just like 62 is a nice cheap price tag. But on FanDuel, it's 9.5 to 8. Like, yes, it's useful. But I just like Josh Allen so much more. I think Dallas is going to be running the ball a lot in this game. And so I like Prescott as a tournament pivot, but for a single entry, I don't know if I'd be confident enough in that pivot. Still 12 likes away from giving away a free week of RG Premium. We are 4 minutes away from lock. Dre, who is your happy birthday? Who's your fave Giants pass catcher from Paco's Tacos? For me, it's Darius Slayton, but for you, I believe it's Richie James.
Giants pass catcher is going to be – I like Slayton a lot, but Richie James because he's going to be lower owned.
Yeah, lower owned, a little bit cheaper. Giants I don't think he'll get as many targets as Darius Slayton, but as it's been mentioned in chat, the Giants are really banged up at the offensive line position, so they may be looking to outlet it quick to the slot receiver, and he is cheaper and lower owned. So Slayton is the better projection, the better play, but if their O-line is hurting them, then Richie James might end up having a pretty solid day today. 10 more likes, 3 minutes till lock. Dre, do you got any hot takes before we hit lock here?
Not really. Besides, not really. I think the Giants actually. I'm gonna say one. I think the Giants actually win today. I guess it's a hot take because they're playing in Dallas. I think they find a way to get it done and just get the W. Oh gosh, sorry. I'm trying to get my lineups in as usual. This is a normal with me. Sorry, guys. And
you got 3 minutes. You got time. I'll add in my hot takes here. For me, I don't think Giants are going to win. I think Dallas is going to cover pretty handily, or maybe not cover the spread pretty handily because that's a big spread, but win this game pretty handily. And Ezekiel Elliott will be their leading rusher, not Tony Pollard. My other hot take, the leading receiver for the Detroit Lions today will be DJ Chark.
That's a hot take.
It's a very hot take. But if that happens, I'm going to win a lot of money. And so I'm just going to go on the heels of eyes closed, head first, can't lose. That's how that saying goes, right?
I've never heard that saying, honestly.
It's clear eyes, full hearts, can't lose from Friday Night Lights. But there's an episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine where Jake Peralta, Andy Samberg's character, tries to quote it, and he goes, "Eyes closed, head first, can't lose," which just kind of matches with his personality a little bit in that one.
Nice.
I'm trying to get a couple more Isaiah. I was going to try and get a couple more Isaiah McKenzie teams in, but the Thanksgiving special on FanDuel, 100K to first, just closed. So no can do for me on that one. Steve Smith in chat says Bills, Dallas, New England wins. I'm on the same page. I think Bills wins, Dallas wins, and New England wins. TJ with the DJ call. Yes, let's pray. We're praying, but I think it's going to work out. Fingers crossed. Let's see. I think the chances of him doing it are higher than his ownership right now, so that's why I like it. Let's eat lots of food.
Crazy team.
Happy. You got a crazy team. We're 1 minute to lock, so you can't tell me what it is yet. But give me the concept of what it's based on.
Well, I want to change one person in it, but I'm not going to be able to do it. So, yes, I can. Maybe I can do it. Nope, not going to allow me. Is it? Nope, not going to allow me.
We have locked. Nope. And so thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. Unfortunately, we did not hit the amount of likes to get the free week of RG Premium. So tune in to the FanDuel Friday football show coming tomorrow night with Dre and I. The FanDuel Friday NBA show coming tomorrow morning with Dre and I. We'll be giving a free week away each for both of those shows. All you'll have to do is guess a winning score, guess a winning challenge that we're going to give you tomorrow during the video. Answer it in either the YouTube chat, answer it on the RotoGrinders page, even hit us up on Twitter or Discord, and you answer that question correctly, and you will get a free week of RG Premium. So make sure you tune into those shows tomorrow as well. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Eat lots of food, get lots of rest, relax. If nothing else, sit back and give some gratitudes. Talk about what you're thankful for and spend some time with your family and friends. Thank you to all who have joined us, and good luck today. Let's win some money. On behalf of myself, Dre, our amazing producer, Devin, and the RotoGrinders team, we'll see you tomorrow.